Hi guys, I'm Phil Town from Real One Investing, and today I want to talk to you about the common mistakes people are making when they're saving for retirement. Okay, we all know preparing for retirement is fairly crucial in order to count on having a fairly comfortable life and secure future. We know that. It's one thing to know it, another thing to do it, and even another thing to do it right. There's a big difference between just, passively investing and your quote saving for retirement versus actively make sure you're setting yourself up to get where you want to get for financial freedom and the lifestyle that you want to live. Those are two really different things. Most people are falling into that sort of I'm saving for retirement group because they simply don't know enough to be an active investor. They just don't know. There's a lot of common mistakes because they don't know that people are making while planning for their retirement. And I thought maybe it'd be good to discuss some of these and how you can avoid them. The first mistake is not understanding how much you're going to actually need to retire. And it is a shocker when people hear what they're actually going to need. I mean, think about it. If you don't know the target, how the heck are you going to shoot at it, right? You don't know where you're going, you can't hit it. So ask your things like, how many years do you have until retirement? Let's say 20. What your annual lifestyle cost is going to be. And by the way, it's not going to go down much because there's other expenses that you have in retirement that you don't have when you're not retired, typically healthcare and travel because you're trying to get around to see the kids. So people who think that they're going to live a lot cheaper in retirement are in for a shock. So basically figure it's going to be what it is now. And how much can you put toward retirement each year is going to make a huge difference, right? So go plug that into our early retirement calculator. It's on our website, real1investing.com, and see what you come up with. You're going to be shocked. I'm telling you right now, you're going to be shocked because what you're probably not realizing is that inflation is there and it baked into our culture. They're going to make sure there's inflation, and that inflation can absolutely chew up your retirement savings, particularly now when bonds are actually at a rate substantially below the inflation rate. So go plug it into that retirement calculator and see for yourself how scary this can get if you're brave enough to do it. Second mistake is neglecting to take advantage of your employer's savings plan, right? If your 401k is getting matched by your company, that is free money. Just take it. But don't invest more than's matched in that 401k because there's problems with the 401k. They treat you like a baby, right? If you have an IRA or a Roth IRA, you can invest it anywhere you want to pretty much. You have a 401k, they require you stick with the administrative funds that they've given you, which are just very limited in what you can do with those. But, obviously you are going to get free money, so take advantage of it. And the rest of it, you should put where you can manage it yourself. Third mistake, relying on fund managers and advisors, especially if you're not rich. I mean, if you're rich, you could probably find somebody that could manage to not lose your money, right? I mean, that's pretty much what those guys try to do. But if you're not wealthy, you are wasting your money on paying fees to advisors. You've got the tools you need. You got them right in front of you. They're right there on the internet. You don't have to be stuck with an advisor that can't do anything for you really and just charge you a fee for it. It's terrible what happens to most people. Remember this, nobody cares as much about your money as you do. Those guys are in for the fees. You're in it for your retirement. There's a big difference. 15% compounded per year as our target, that's what we're targeting, is much more in the end compared to like an 8% that a typical fund manager would get you when things are good, and the 2 or 3 or 4% they're probably going to get you over the next several years. So that's not a great place for you to be counting on getting to financial freedom. Go over to our calculator and see what that'll do to you when you plug in 4%, see what happens. Next mistake that people make is over diversifying. They're thinking diversification is the best strategy and it's the only way that you can do it. Completely ridiculous. Diversification is not the best strategy. Warren Buffett says diversification is for the ignorant, and that's absolutely right. It's much better that you invest in individual stocks, but you need to learn something about them, okay? You need to learn something. And that leads me to the final mistake. Investing in companies you don't understand. That would be a really bad idea. Investing isn't gambling. right? We're not trading out there. Don't just jump on the bandwagon because all your buddies are talking about some stock out there and everybody's buying Tesla. You got to understand this company as if it were your own company. You've got to be able to look out in the future 10 years and have an idea that it's going to be bigger then than it is today, and it'll go through whatever the ups and downs are going on in the world. And I want you to focus on just a few companies that you really do understand. And that means you don't have to worry about the 11,000 companies in the public stock market. You have to worry just about finding 4 or 5 that you really do understand, and then go deep in those. We like to say, we like to be in our canyon an inch wide and a mile deep. This is so crucial for people who are not investing professionals, right? We're not doing this 8 hours a day. We're doing this, an hour a week, something like that. And as a result, we have to realize that in order to be a really great investor, we have to limit down the number of things we have to think about. So what we want to do when we say we're going to go an inch deep or an inch wide and a mile deep is we want to focus on what are we already passionate about? What do we love to do, right? So if I'm thinking about a retirement portfolio with 5 or 6 stocks in it that I really love and that I'm very confident in long term, and let's say that what I really love to do is travel, and I notice that that there's some really good RV companies out there. I'm going to dig into those because I'm already interested. I'm enough to where I'm going to go to a convention, once COVID goes away, and I'm going to look at those RVs and I'm going to decide which ones are the best and why people would buy one for this price or why people would buy one that's a premium price. I'm going to understand those businesses. I'm going to notice that this company sells premium, it sells middle, it sells low end. It's got the whole thing covered. In fact, this company is vertically integrated. They manufacture all their own stuff. So I'm going to dig into my company and really understand it. If I'm a school teacher, I might look at the kinds of businesses that are providing education in an age that's moving online. I mean, don't you agree, if you're a school teacher, that there's a revolution potentially happening around the education world, that all of these tools that have been coming out from Silicon Valley, all these incredible investing tools that we've got, all these computers have disrupted one industry after another industry after another industry. And if you're a teacher, you may be aware that this disruption to the teaching, to the education world is well on its way, that there are companies out there who have been actively attempting to disrupt the public education market for many years, and they're getting tools and a huge momentum behind them to really seriously disrupt public education. Your career could rely on you maybe understanding what's going on out there right now. And you might be digging into K-12, for example, or Apollo. And these are companies which are already providing online education as a public company for profit. So that's what you would basically do, is you would go deep into something that you already care about, that's already fundamental to you because you make your money there, your career is there, you already have talent in that area, you're passionate about it, and you dig deep there. And by the way, when we have a recession, when things start to tumble, which they're certainly going to eventually, then everything goes on sale. Every single company will go on sale. And when that happens, you already have a nice list and you'll be able to just go in there and load up the truck. Now, what I'd like to do is hear from you guys. Are you guilty of any of these mistakes when it comes to saving for retirement? And which one are you the most guilty of? So leave a comment below with your answer and I'll be sure to follow up with you. And thanks for watching. Now go play. Guys, if you enjoyed this video and you feel it was valuable in teaching you more about mistakes people make when saving for retirement, hit the like button and please share the video with your friends. And for more investing content, subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to click the button on the screen for a free gift. And thanks again for watching.